Hello and welcome to Penn Voice. My name is Leslie Arroyo and today I'm filling in for Danny Gasparini. And with me today is Captain Dave Norris of the San Mateo Police Department. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So there seems to be a lot of changes in law enforcement but also law enforcement recruitment in the last decade. How has this changed?
So one of the unique things that we have found is that just like the rest of our department profile has changed, and we need to push more information out and be really open across multiple platforms of conventional and social media. We find that we need to do the same thing with our recruiting. So what we've done at San Mateo PD, which is a little bit unique, is we have somewhat merged our media relations team with our recruiting team to create some really content-rich videos, recruitment videos about some of the things that we do internally within the department, some of the things we do externally in relationship with our community. We have done a thorough revamp of our website presence, and we continue to push information out about recruiting through all of our social media platforms. And what we've found is that recruits are telling us, and some of them have communications degrees, and I've asked, how effective is it what we're doing? And we found a significant jump in the number of applications to our department over the last several months as we've done this kind of merge between the two units. And we also find that people like our communications educated recruit that I recently spoke with really feel like they're seeing the kind of interaction that makes them want to join this department. So we're really proud of that.
If you think of when you recruited for the police department versus how it has changed, I mean, would you have imagined how much it has changed and really has, gone to this? So the social media is such a big impact these days.
Right. It's a completely different way of doing business. There was really only print media and in-person advertisement, and you might be able to get the odd poster up somewhere as a recruiting poster back in the 90s when I was recruited into police work. And nowadays, really, you have to match the curiosity of the people who are coming into the business. And the generation of potential police officers who are coming into the business are very social media savvy. They're very media savvy. They go to Google when they want to know something versus asking someone who might be a trusted advisor on a majority of the occasions. And so we have to be able to fine-tune ourselves to how people are looking for us so that we can best match that.
I suppose that could be kind of pro and con, though, if you think about it, because going to Google and getting your source from the internet sometimes may not always be accurate. And how do you kind of deal with that?
Well, I think you have to start with a very fact-based approach. Mm-hmm. You have to do a little bit of research and understand what it is that folks are looking for, making sure that you can validate all of those points, and then putting that into something that is really, visually attractive to that particular audience. And so it's important that we are very accurate with what we're putting out, but that it is also very attractive to that group of the community that wants to come and work for the police department.
Do you find yourself competing with other police departments for creativity in trying to, get recruits into your jurisdiction?
It's not just competing. So we find that there are other police departments that are doing something really creative and cool. We are sharing that information, not only within our department and our small group, but we're networked up with people who are involved in media relations and recruiting all over the country. The short distance now between people electronically has really helped that, and so we're constantly on the watch for something really interesting and unique that another agency is doing, and figuring out a way that we can put our own spin on it and make it interesting and unique for San Mateo Police Department.
When it comes to the impact on the community, how do you reach those folks as early as possible?
So one of the things that we have done that I think is incredibly effective is we have a youth services unit within our detective bureau, within our investigations division, that seeks to do as much of prevention and early intervention as possible. It's a unique partnership. We have 3 school resource officers who are funded as a partnership between the San Mateo Foster City School System, San Mateo Unified High School District, and the police department to provide service to the public middle schools as well as the high schools that they feed to in San Mateo. So we're having school resource officers who are interacting with folks that are going to be moving from one school to the other and providing a really broad education to all incoming public school sixth graders across the gang resistance education and training system. That is, the GREAT system is evidence-based, it's nationally known, and it is a strict 13-week curriculum that our officers teach. So our sixth grade classes in the public schools are getting a really good social defense skills lesson, anti-bullying, anti-drugs, understanding when it's important to talk to somebody about something that is getting at your vulnerabilities, and strengthening those youngsters. And then as they move in through the schools, we find that is really impactful to reducing discipline issues, reducing tendency towards crime. So there's that component of it with the school resource officers. The other component of it is a very rich diversion program that we operate in partnership with the San Mateo County Probation Office, where we have a probation officer who is assigned to San Mateo Police Department to help with case management on folks that are just starting out in a wrong direction, and we're finding ways to be able to divert them from the juvenile justice system, get them back on track, get them back in school. We also work in partnership with some counseling programs because we know that there's no one simple solution to this. It's usually a complex array of things that are impacting those youth. So getting them into that system, getting into those conversations with those youth, really driving deep into the heart of what's putting them on that particular path really is helpful to divert them from the system. It's a highly successful program, and we're looking at replicating that in other locations throughout the county as well.
Have you seen, are there any case studies that you've seen with youth that you've seen at a younger age and now are adults?
We are starting to see that. So, we brought this program in several years ago. We're now starting to see those youth that we were teaching in those sixth grade classes getting up to and graduating high school and moving on to great things. And, in partnership with our Police Activities League, all of that is under one umbrella. So School Resource Officer Program, Diversion Program, Police Activities League, all working together. And one of the things that PAL does is it looks for folks who might need, say, scholarships or might need a little bit of help in getting past that threshold through high school and beyond. And so we're able to support some of those youth that are coming through our program to get them on that right track.
Do you see them eventually maybe joining a career in law enforcement?
We actually have several folks within our department who started out as PAL kids, whether that was, in the city of San Mateo or a city similar to San Mateo with a similar program, that have come through that program and then gone through, say, the cadet program, which we also offer a youth cadet program at San Mateo PD. And some of those folks have come through the cadet program and then have gone on to be really successful police officers in our organization.
I would imagine that, you seeing this, it's got to be really rewarding as an organization, but also as an individual seeing this.
One of the greatest things for us is to really see that multi-generational impact at work. And when we're able to make that connection with youth and get them kind of diverted from what might be a problematic path, and then see them later on, whether they're working for San Mateo Police Department or whether they're working out in public or whether they're working for another police agency, as long as they're successful, then we're successful.
Well, that sounds great, and I really appreciate you joining us today. I feel like we could, again, go on and on and on, but we'll cut it here, and thank you all for joining us today on Penn Voice. We'll see you next time.